Yeah, hi, I'm still here, yeah.
Okay, so we got they're surrounding you. They're telling you got to leave the exit polling. They're basically acting like thugs, trying to scare you, trying to threaten arrest. And so let's take it from there. You're basically now filming the building, letting people know this is where you got kicked out, and then do you just...
Yeah, exactly, and then I have this on videotape, and I have the two guys, confronting me from the front on video. I also have saying, why are you throwing me out then on record? It's supposed to be coming to you to play either now or at a later show. Maybe at any minute you'll get it. But after that, you're a bit shaken because you're being threatened with arrest and you're not sure because you've got 4 or 5 people around you, dangling their security keys and shaking and their cards and so on.
Trying to be intimidating, basically.
Yeah. And so to be honest with you, for about 3 days, I'm having a lot of heartburn and chest pain and so forth and so on, but I take my natural herbs and so forth and get over all that pretty much. And so what I did was I created a document. With all the originals preserved, and then I made a photocopy, which I'm notarizing, of my exit poll and the interaction and the write-up of what happened. Simultaneously, I called the Bureau of Elections and talked to the same lady who gave me she didn't have to give me a go-ahead, who I announced. I announced that I would be there, and she said she would actually call those people and tell them that it was way beyond their what they did, that I was fully in my rights. Of course I was, but she's actually going to call them and tell them, don't do that again to an exiter. You can't be doing that because the state knows it's culpable too, So that, in other words, direct contact with the Board of Elections individual was that they were completely out in left field to do that.
There was
no basis for it, huh? I'm sorry?
They were in the wrong and you were in the right, basically.
Absolutely, which we know already, but it's nice to get that confirmed at that level. So I'm gone, I regroup myself, and then I say to myself, I'm not blind. I exited 160 people. Had I continued, Dr. Paul would have continued to win. The Paul people are busy people, and they were coming out late. There's this fabrication in the media that when we see those voters' rolls coming up and Dr. Paul's doing good at 7, 8, 9 a.m., then suddenly it goes down. They kept saying that the Paul people come out early. In my exit, the Paul people were stronger towards the end of the polling, from about 4 o'clock on.
The point is, how are they even so funny? They'll just say anything, like, "Oh yeah, the Paul people come out late," as if we all work in the morning or something. Like we all got a morning shift or something. Like, oh, we all got a late shift, so we all come in the morning.
Exactly.
I mean, this is amazing. But continue. I'm sorry.
Yes, okay, no, it's right. Now, as I look at this and I say, okay, I'm not blind, and don't insult my intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm assessing what's on the ground for 3 days. I was there 72 hours before I polled. And I'm assessing, I stayed on to do a raw milk documentary with the raw milkers, and I go everywhere in southwestern Wisconsin and southeastern Wisconsin for 2 days, and all I hear about is Ron Paul. I scan the wilderness. I see no Romney or Santorum signs in lawns. I only see Ron Paul signs in lawns. But that's irrelevant because the people say, what? I voted for him. What? I voted for him. I voted for him. My brother voted for him. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, we've been cheated out of a win in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Because the AP Lion polls, fabricated Rothschild polls, put Paul at the amount that he would get, 10 to 11%.
Mm-hmm.
My exit, it alone is statistically significant to deny the 10% as a fabrication. Remember, in the exit, he did over twice Santorum. And of the 17 Santorum votes I got, 7 of them were Democrats that said they were doing throwaway votes so that Romney wouldn't get in.
So what was, because I didn't keep up with it or see it, but what is the exit polls that did come out saying about Wisconsin? They
all talk about entrance and exit of 10%, 10%, 10%. And my question is it videotaped like I did? Is it confirmed? Are they willing to notarize it as true under the penalty of perjury like I'm going to do in the next couple of days before I file it? And the answer, of course, of that is obvious. So we only have one legitimate exit poll. I wish we had 12. I tried to get others, and that's the one I produced. Dr. Paul won both of those areas with a total vote count of about close to 160 people, 157. And on the ground, I can tell you the numbers are wrong. I was in Oconomowoc. The man who runs the lodge, they're the very famous Olympia Lodge, he voted, his son voted, his receptionist voted, 2 or 3 people behind the counter voted. That's just people in my face. And yet they're only listing about 40 votes in each of the districts of Oconomowoc. I've got the votes right here. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. For others out there that are listening, maybe that want to do the same thing and want to do the exit polling, you're saying that there really is no rules to that. Anybody can do that. Am I correct, or is there more of a process?
Yes, anybody can do it. You can just say I'm a citizen exit poller. But the best thing is if you can make a little badge, and it can put videographer on it. If you're going to take your video camera and put like citizens exit poll. If you can, you don't have to. But the big thing, anybody can do it, and everybody should do it. In fact, the hand ballot people have just said that we need a citizens exit poll from now on in any electronic district. And so what you do is you simply wear your finest clothes. You have absolutely no campaign paraphernalia. You can put some in a bag if you want, and if you want to go the 100 feet thing when it's boring and stuff and give some to people, that's fine. But be careful there because they're like hawks on you.
But the more people that do that, the more videos we can get out there showing all the primaries where they're doing this. And I don't know because I know you and me have been talking on the phone for quite some time. I don't know if we brought it up, but we're also, Occupy the Media is working with a group called Watch the Vote 2012. I've been telling my listeners, and what we're doing is we're trying to get all the counties across the country, every county in every state, mainly the primaries that have already passed. We're trying to get everyone to file a subpoena or file a complaint to get a grand jury to file a subpoena for all the primary results. So that way we can get the actual ballots and we can compare them to what the actual numbers are.
Well, if you do that, you'll prove electioneering and federal crimes against the entire regime. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'll join you on that because I'm having the Goldman Sachs guy on the Daily Paul build a Ron Paul votes site so that when we have the next primary, he's building it now, you'll be able to do 2 things. You enter your vote and your precinct or ward, and then you also enter your exit, so there'll be a button for that. If you did an exit, you upload that data, and there'll be a third area, just a very simple site, where if you do an affidavit, you download the affidavit, you go after you vote, every Ron Paul voter in upcoming Pennsylvania, in upcoming New York, and upcoming North Carolina, Delaware, Connecticut, every Ron Paul voter should have an affidavit in their hands. They place their vote, they fill out the affidavit, they go get it notarized. That site he's building, you'll be able to get all that stuff up on the one site. He's a Daily Pauler,
Is he a Ron Paul supporter now? You talking about the
he's a Daily Pauler. He's a prolific poster on Daily Paul.
Oh, okay. I thought you said someone from Goldman Sachs. I thought you said someone.
No, he's got this funny name on Daily Paul where he calls himself. It's like a joke. And anyway, he's a prolific Daily Paul poster. It just so happens he told me he's an IT man, so I arranged with him to build the site for us.
Okay, well, let's do this, Dr. K, because we have about literally probably a minute left for the show, and then
and they sent you they sent you the audio file, but we're out of time. So
well, here's the thing: I'm on my email right now, and I still don't have anything, so I don't know if they did send it to me. But here's what we can do. I'll try to, once I do get it, not only will I put it on YouTube if you haven't already, but I'll also play it on probably the next show. Yeah,
that's fine. You can put it on YouTube. But let me just say that the votes are not only rigged. ES&S is a criminal regime, and they count about 80% of our stuff. They have been on record taking bribes and giving bribes to get the electronic machines in. The whole thing is corrupt. The whole purpose is to control the American people through installing a fabricated president. This year, it's Goldman Sachs' Mitt Romney. Next time, it'll be some other criminal regime. But bottom line is, they're being stolen, and you got to do something about it. We're getting the vote out. We're winning. You know.
Well, Dr. K, I'm going to send you the information about Watch the Vote so you can join us. There's a lot of great people like yourself doing that.